Well, wasn't that exciting? Yes, we are officially under contract today. We paid our good faith deposit today and signed a bunch of documents on the internet, which is so cool. And we are officially under contract. I'm trying to reload the page here to see if they updated it on. They did. They updated it on Zillow. That means it's official. Anyways, so yes, we were approved for everything. Our closing date is June 27th, and our move-in date is July 5th at noon. That we have the big moving truck that'll be here at the end of the month. That will need to be there. It has 3 days here, which will be the 28th, 29th, and 30th. It will leave on the 1st. We do need to check and see if it'll actually move over that weekend, because July 4th is on Tuesday. If it will move, or if it will sit in Portland until the 4th or 5th, and then start moving, that would suck. But if not, there's a chance that truck could have gotten there on the 5th or 6th. We only have 3 days to unload it, and they do no storage. So the plan is we are going to load the truck, and then we are going to leave on the 1st of July. We are going to drive to Salt Lake City. I think we were originally going to go through Colorado, but I think we're going to go down through Moab and like Arches and stuff like that. I've never been to those places, and if we leave, because we'll take 1 day to get to Utah, it's 11-hour drive, and that's enough driving for 1 day. And then we'll stay the night there, and then the next day we'll get up and go right to those. Because we don't really have a time limit of when we need to be there, because we can't be there. You know, it's not like we have a place to go once we get there. Well, more on that in a minute. But we will go through Arches and stuff like that, then go through Albuquerque. Probably end up staying in Albuquerque, maybe, depending on when we get, where we get from there. And then probably just find a campground somewhere, KOA or whatever, and then go from the rest of that to Dallas. So we'll do two different things here. Let's see, is this on that's not on my actual road here. We're going to go back to the house. So I'm going to show you the house on Zillow and on Google Maps here. But before I do that, I do want to say that this process was a little bit different than we anticipated. One of the things we did was we took a first-time homebuyers class through Texas. We were supposed to get a grant for that, or some kind of money off our down payment. That ended up not working. It's to me, it's kind of a scam. It's kind of a gamble. You're not paying anything for it, so don't pay anything for any of those first-time homebuyer classes unless you get a loan through them specifically. And the thing is it also adds things to the loan, and it makes it like, yeah, you get the down payment, but it adds points to it and stuff like that, and it can kind of mess with the financing a little bit. So I think it's more of a scam than anything else. And so we just have ignored that. But one of the things that me and Ash were talking about in the car earlier today was that it educated us a little bit, but it did not do a good job of setting us up for like closing cost things, and like what they're going to expect. And I know that's a case by case basis, but like with ours, we had, we had a bunch of money down, and then they say, oh, well, now you have the FHA loans don't require that much down, so you have extra. So we're like, okay, cool. But then they come back with the closing cost thing, and I think that's the thing that everybody doesn't understand, especially first-time home buyers, is the closing cost thing. It was foreign to me. It makes no sense to me. There's all these fees, all these things you have to pay, and obviously they're there because people got screwed in the past, and that's why you have to sign all those papers and do all those things, is because each one of those things was because somebody else got screwed or got hurt financially by it, or scammed or whatever, so they ended up putting those safeguards in place, which I appreciate, but it is a lot of extra fluff that means nothing. But the closing cost thing, the issue to me was that when we just did the closing thing today, we just did where they tell you what the closing costs are going to be, and it was way over what we had thought. Then we added in the seller concessions, and we saw the discounts, and we went through what we had, and we had our guy explain it. We're working with Rocket Mortgage, and the guy there is very good. He answers all my questions. I text him, or I talk to him on the phone, and he answers all my questions very nicely. He's not like angered that I'm calling him or annoyed. So like I asked him, I said, okay, well, why did you put the Hold on. Let's see, what was the thing that was... Oh, what they did was, we said we were going to give them $12,700 in down payment. Well, when I go to look at my down payment on this closing cost details sheet, it says $6,603, and I'm like, where's the rest of my down payment? I'm going to give you $12,000. I don't care if you say 6 or not. I'm giving you 12. And he said, well, that was moved over to the upfront mortgage insurance premium. And that's PMI. Everybody knows that the mortgage insurance, if you don't put down 20%, you're going to pay mortgage insurance. And I get that, and I'm fine with that. So I have a feeling that means that I'm paid for good. So I don't actually have mortgage insurance that I have to pay every month, which is cool. But it looked weird on the down payment funds from borrower line, because I'm like, well, no, I have 12, and then they do down, well, negative the deposit that you're putting down for escrow. Well, I haven't put that down yet, so it says negative, but I haven't put it in there yet. So but the number was like, well, that's way higher than what we thought, but it includes what's there and all this kind of stuff. So it's just also the origination costs. So kind of my thing is, if you're thinking about buying a home, and let's say you're going to do an FHA mortgage, 3.5% down. So you figure that out. You buy a $400,000 house. That's whatever. That's $14,000. Okay. So you figure $14,000. What I would do personally, now that I know this process, I would double that. So if you're going to get $14,000, make sure you have $28,000 in the bank. From whatever funds you're going to get that from, $28,000 to $30,000. If you're going to do a conventional loan and you're going to do a bigger down payment, figure the closing costs are going to be anywhere from $11,000 to $16,000 or $17,000. And I know that's going to be different for every type of house sale. But to me, if somebody would have told me in the beginning of this whole thing, even on that home buyers class, that you're going to pay well over $10,000 in closing costs, I doubt anybody's paying less than that, then I would have thought about that for the past year and a half. Instead of trying now to scramble to find all this money, which we haven't. We're fine with the money. But if I would have known that, we would have been able to save earlier. I also would have paid down more debts earlier. And more aggressively, I've been paying down debts all the time, but you pay them more aggressively. So the last several months, that's all we've been doing, is using all of our money to pay down our debts and to put stuff in savings. So we have the money, but it was like a rush job. And it was like, all of a sudden, we needed to do this. And so we haven't gone anywhere. We haven't done anything. People have asked, why haven't you gone to the conventions? Because we're saving for a house, which is smart. It's not that we're doing anything dumb, but as a first-time home buyer, I would suggest, whatever your down payment is, double it and make sure that is set aside for closing costs. It may be a little more, maybe a little less, but at least you have that buffer to where you're like, okay, I'm so glad we saved that extra $14,000. All we need now is $1,000. You get that on your next check. Good, we're ready to go. And then if it's less than that, you have money in the bank for moving. We did, a lot of our money is put aside for both those reasons. It's all the moving costs. Our truck's going to cost $3,800 to have that truck picked up here and delivered. Then we have gas for the RV and the truck to go down there, our pickup truck, and the dolly for the Equinox to be hitched up, and the inspection fee. That inspection fee is on top of the closing costs, because the inspection is not required. So it's not going to be in your closing costs. So you have to think, okay, well, I want an inspection. I want a sewer scope. I want a regular inspection, and I want an HVAC inspection. Okay, well, that's going to be about $800, so you make sure you have that as well. I am by no means an expert, but I think after everybody buys their first home, they get all this. But, and you can't sit there and say, well, who has bought their home and how did it go? Everybody buys a home at a different stage. And right now, the interest rates are really high. So anybody who bought a home 2 or 3 years ago would not have the same experience that we're having now. So anyways, back to cooler stuff. I'm going to show you on the computer because I don't want to download all these things. So see, it says under contract. Yay! So this is the house. It's not in Nevada, Texas. It's actually and yes, I know it says Nevada, but it's Nevada. So it is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,100 square feet. built in 2018. It has a 2 garage space, as you can see. So we can actually blow this up a little bit and do it this way. I'll run through these kind of quickly. We do love that little porch right there. We're going to put either a swing right there or rocking chairs. So this is what's called a formals, or the formals. This is your formal living room or dining room right here, and your formal living room. We are probably going to make this a office / craft space, and this will have a dining room table, so that'll be fine. This is your entryway. This is the other side of that room. Your kitchen's over here, your family room's down here, and a bathroom is over here, I believe. Another view of the formal. This is the kitchen. Very nice kitchen. The refrigerator stays. We got that in the deal, so that's good. We have nice countertops, nice big gooseneck, sink there and everything with the nice flat top oven, which we have one of these, and I absolutely love it. We do not need a microwave anymore, which is cool. We're going to bring ours just in case, because you never know if theirs is old and crappy, and we might need ours for interim, so it's a smart idea. As you can tell, there's a little window seat over here. This is another view of it. There's a dishwasher. Thank God. One of the things that is cute on here is this door. It's the same type of door material as the front door, but it says groceries and dry goods. I love that. Old timey. I definitely like that there's not a lot of decoration. Like, they didn't do wallpaper. They didn't do, like, some sort of trim on the walls. I really like that. Here's another view of the window seat and the eat-in kitchen, so that's cool. Then you have this family room. Right through this door right here is the master bedroom. These are the other bedrooms. This is, like, looking down the right side of the house, or left side of the house, the garage side of the house. Wood burning fireplace, so that's cool. Another view of the living room. Or the family room. This is the master bedroom. No, it's not a real brick wall. Nice and big enough that we could put a desk in here if we needed to, because actually we'll be working from home. We do have his and her closets, along with a jetted tub. It's a little hot tub, jetted tub thing there. Nice big vanity. Double vanity is huge. Even goes past this picture. The toilet right there. And the shower, a big shower. This is one room. This is another room. This is another room. And this is their bathroom, the kids' bathroom. They're going to be in Paris, so that's cool. Laundry room with a freezer hookup, which is great. Alarm system as well. Sorry, I can't really look over there. There is a garage. The garage is very nice. But this is the backyard. Now, I'll show it to you a little better on this. This is the house right here. So you can see that it is quite the large backyard. One of the ideas that we have is that we are going to actually open up this gate, make it a big gate, and probably put a carport back here for the RV. Then we can just drive it right up onto here and right up into the backyard and into the carport. There is really one of the things you can see on here is that's the patio. And that is way too small. If you look really close, you can see right there is the doorway. It actually opens out at an angle to the patio. So you have to walk and you have to immediately step over to the patio because it's grass is right there. So my thought is that this whole area right here is all going to be concreted in, and it's all going to be a patio, and put a patio and put a cover over it or whatever. So we also could we'll probably make it an L shape, so the concrete will go around here and come around to this side right here. But as you can tell, this yard is way big enough for a pool and way big enough for an in-ground trampoline that we're also going to get. One of the things that people keep kind of asking a little bit is this situation right here. Let's see if we can actually zoom in on it. So it does have a driveway that is not finished, but all of them are the same way. They have gravel. The one next to me, they did finish theirs out, but the rest of them did not. So we are looking at probably finishing this out, but it's not a huge deal right now. So we do have a little tree in the front there, and it's big enough for a full-size truck because that's what Ashley's got. One of the cool things for Halloween, I do like our mailbox though. That mailbox is cool. I don't know what that little button is there for. Oh, maybe that's to say that there's mail in there. We do not have a house across from us. We have this drainage pond right here. So if there's ever a big storm and it drains, the water will drain in here instead of pooling in your yard, and then it will leave the development and go out over here and go away. This is a new development, though the house that we were going to get that was a new build is actually down this street over here. And they do not, are they going to let me go down there? It's actually right there. No. East Street and Monarch. Yeah, 106 Monarch. It actually was going to be right where this white car is. There's a house right next to it where that 30 sign is. That's actually where the new build is being built right now. So we are literally down the street from where we were going to live. But this house is already done. So it has a great front yard for haunting. I get all of this space from this line all the way, basically this line right here, all the way over, and I get to basically this line right, this little thing right here. That's my property line as well. So you can see that is quite the entrance to go back there to get the RV back there. So this is a great house to haunt on. We also, with the front of it here, two of the ideas is we're going to put a projection up here in the attic and a projection up here in the attic, so that it'll be a projection for Halloween and Christmas and stuff like that, but there will be projections up in those windows, and then we're going to project onto this part of the door. This brick is hard to project on. This is not, so we'll have to see what we do with this, but we will definitely do a projection on the garage door, and then behind it will be Frankenstein's lab. Oh, yes. So that is the interim plan with the house, is to obviously do a graveyard out here. Plenty of room for a graveyard on both sides, and the stuff in the garage here. So that is a tour of the house. Obviously, when we get there, we'll do a really awesome tour and all that kind of stuff. But I will say that this, and I'm not sorry, this is a longer vlog, but it's, you know, a lot of information. That doing this all online has been crazy, but it's been really fun and very interesting. Emerald, our agent, has been basically going through the houses with her cell phone, a really good cell phone, and she's been taking videos for us, and she's walking through everything, and she's pointing everything out. And she's walking through as if we are in front of her, and she's showing us where we're going and what we're looking at. There have been some houses we've looked at where on these Zillow pictures, looks amazing. While she was at this house filming it for us, there was another house that went on the market, and it had everything we wanted. It had a pool, it had 4 bedrooms. It was a little bit smaller than this, but we thought, well, we have some outdoor space in the pool to go in. We won't feel like we're so cramped because we do have the outside to go to. Granted, we can go out to this one too. The new build was much smaller in the living room, dining room, and kitchen. It was all one room, and it was really small. You couldn't tell that from the pictures. So while she was at that one, the new house opened up. So she went to that one immediately after. The pictures looked great. The video inside the house was great. She walked outside, and there were cracks all over the exterior of the house, on both sides of the house, down to the foundation, and zigzagging, which is not good. So if a crack goes like this, like this, all the way down, that's bad. If it goes straight, and there are 2 cracks on this house that we're buying. One goes from the garage window straight down, and the other one goes on the left-hand side of the garage straight down, and it's just the mortar separating. So we just put some more mortar in there, we're good to go. But the new build house looked great on pictures. Like, we looked at the size of it, and it looked like it was going to have great stuff. It looked on the plans, it looked great. She steps inside, even though they're doing construction, and we're like, is this really small? Like, you would have, the master bedroom door was next to the dining room, where you would literally been in the had somebody been sitting in the chair between the dining room or the table and the master bedroom door, they would have to push their chair in for you to go in the master bedroom. And it just felt like we were going to be so cramped. It was only, I think it was 1,800 square feet. This one is, our house now is 1,400 square feet. So you add that extra bedroom on, and boom, you have your 800 square feet. We only have 3 bedrooms here. Seeing the videos is imperative if you're buying out of state, and any agent will do this for you. Some agents will do even more. Some agents will do less. But if you're going to buy out of state, you can't fly there to see a bunch of these houses. I mean, this was a 3-week process. There's no way we could have flown there and seen all these houses. We would have missed this house, and we would have picked one that we probably wouldn't have ended up liking. There's no way we would have seen this house had we been there looking at houses one weekend and decided to pick one. So the whole good things come to those who wait, kind of, maybe. But the fact is that she was able to go to houses we asked her to, and even some that we didn't. She did some videos on ones that we didn't even notice, and she was like, well, I want you to see this house just in case. That's her job. And our friends Kelly, that's how they found their house, was they were looking at other ones. She's like, well, what about this one over here? So they went and looked at it, fell in love with it, bought it. So that it's a crazy time to buy a house with the internet and with being able to do FaceTime and have these great video quality. A lot of times Zillow and things like that are good for that's marketing. The agent wants you to see what they want you to see, the seller's agent, and that's it. And they're hoping that you buy it sight unseen, especially if you're out-of-town buyer. They're like, sweet, out-of-town buyer, he ain't coming here to look at this shit. We're just gonna pass it off. Especially if you're buying cash or conventional loan, you have nothing to worry about. With FHA, they have to certify that this house is good. They have to come in and say, yes, this house is going to be in good shape. You're good to go. Where a conventional loan, they're like, whatever, you buy whatever you want. It's your money, If you don't pay us, we're going to take that house and we'll sell it for whatever we can get for it, But with FHA, they're like, hey, we're going to protect you because they're protecting themselves, even more. Just some things to think about. But yeah, we really appreciate what Emerald has done for us, and I knew it was going to happen. I knew that she was going to be great because she's helped other haunters in that area, and she helped Kelly and Ty get into their house a couple months ago. So she's fantastic in what she does. And so if you're going to move to Dallas and you need a real estate agent, let me know. I will give you her contact information. So I think we'll cut this because I have stuff to do. I have to find an inspector. And it took me 2 hours to find internet service because it's out in the country. Oh, yeah. So, by the way, I'll show you where exactly this is. Let's make sure that I'm pointing at the right screen here. I totally forgot to show you where this is in regards to Dallas. So let's get on the layers here. So this is Josephine, Texas. Nevada's right there. Their schools are right here. This is Wiley. This is where Kelly lives, right here. And this is Plano, Garland, Dallas. Right now, this is 19 minutes to Wiley, so Elizabeth is 19 minutes away from her best friend, which is the big deal. Roland Pickens lives down here in Forney. Our friends Melissa and James Winton live up here in McKinney. Sorry, I'm not up there. So the three people we will want to see the most, are within quick driving distance, and we don't hit the George Bush Turnpike, which is 635. We never hit that going to any of our friends. We have some friends in Flower Mound over here, the Michael and Tiffany Scalberg. I've got some friends up here in Savannah, Texas, up here. I think they're north of Little Elm. I think Savannah's up here. National Video Game Museum. Oh, heck yeah. But yeah, I think it's up. Oh yeah, Savannah's right there. So Savannah's right there. So I've got some friends that live in Savannah, so we can actually just hop up there and take the 380 and hop up over there to see them. So this allows us to be in the country, but not far away from who we want to be around. We're going to find lots of people in Dallas that we're going to want to be, friends with and everything. But we're going to do make and takes for Halloween at Kelly's house and at Rollins' house and at our house. So there will be more activities on that side, and it keeps us away from the hardcore traffic. But we love to drive, so we have no problem driving to see friends that we haven't met yet, or friends that we know that we just don't know exactly where they live. We are excited to be coming to Dallas, and I know a lot of people are excited that we're coming as well. And when we come through with the RV, we're just gonna be playing Dixie the whole time on our horn, so that people know that we're not Portland, because that is one of the issues, is that Portland's coming to Texas and Texas doesn't like it. So we need to make sure that everybody knows that we're not Portland. I don't know. I lost my train of thought because my daughter walked in. So, anyways, we're coming to Texas. Can't stop us. No Portland. We're not coming. Portland's not coming. Staying here. Gross. So we are very excited to be coming, and we are on our way. We will move in, like I said, we'll move in July 5th. We will be there. It'll be the coolest Independence Day ever. So, get ready, Texas. Crivolones are coming. Destination Lone Star. The journey continues.